Okay, so I just wrote this book for a friend who's making a baby, and I wanted to record it so that in the future I'll be able to look at this video and get the excellent tips on it that are in it, so that when I'm taking care of babies, I can do the right thing too. So it's called Stuff to Remember and Stuff About Babies. And now down here we've got a guy punting a baby into a pit of alligators, and they're like chomp chomp. And see, this is bad, 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 and there's a big X, because that's the wrong thing to do with your babies. And now over here is the good thing to do. Holding the baby nicely. The baby's pooping on his shoes, but he's just like, oh, that's cool. Your baby, you can poop on my shoes. And the alligators are over here behind a fence, no danger. This is a big check mark, because that's good stuff. Alright, so that's the cover. Now, I'm not copyrighting this because this guy, he eats copyrights for breakfast. So I'm just not dealing with that whole situation. Oh yeah, but not babies. He does not eat babies for breakfast. Oh yeah, and that's when I did it. Maybe I'll copyright it, but probably not. Okay, and over here it says, this is a coloring book, silly. Get out your crayons and stuff and do your own thing in the empty spaces like here. So there's lots of empty spaces, because babies just like to play. Oh, sorry, I look so scruffy right now. I'm going to shave in a minute. Now, here's the first page, and it says, never respond with anger, which is very important when dealing with babies, because they do things like eat your glasses. And then this guy's just like, damn it, my glasses! And he has a big X on him, because that's not how you're supposed to react. You're not supposed to get angry at your babies, because the baby doesn't know. It's just like, this is fun. These are glasses. I'm eating them. And then over here we've got a guy, look, like, here's what he's thinking. He's like, oh my! And then he's like, wait. Let me think. He's doing a thinking face. And he's like, wait, let me think. So he's taking a minute to calm himself down and, come up with a rational reaction to this. So this guy has a big X on him, because he's like, no, that's no good. And over here there's a check, because that's a way better thing to do. And over here there's an empty space to play. Now on this page, always consider requests, because it sucks when you have a parent who's always like no to everything you say, because that just gets really frustrating. So we have a big X on that person. We're not even going to pay attention to her. Blah. And then over here we have a nice lady, and the baby's paying attention to her, because babies aren't going to pay attention to the person who's always like no. And she's like, okay, you can have this. Oh, look, it's a nice ball. But she's like, oh, but not this, because this is a sharp pencil. That's dangerous. So that's a big check mark on her, because that's the good stuff. And then we have another play space. And then over here, no rules without reason, because it sucks when parents scream at you, because I said so. Because then the baby will just put up mental blockers and just not listen to that person. Blah. So they get a big X. They're terrible. And here's the baby. Actually, I guess it's probably a toddler now, because they can say, why? And here's the person with all these things, like, look, this hurts, it's ouch, it's a fishing hook, and this is too high, and this is too sharp to have, and this is pointy, and this is hot. So rules that make sense. And here's another play space. Now, give alternatives. That's very important, because when you just yell at your baby, bad baby, and tell them not to do something, then they don't know what to do. And here the baby is drawing on the wall, which isn't the best thing to do quite a lot of the time. But this guy's like, oh no, let's draw on this instead. And look, the baby just wants to draw, right? So he's like, here, we can draw on this. Or he's like, or over there, so you can draw on this page. So he gets a big check mark. Good work. Okay. Kids are more important than you. Now, I don't need to go into the whole explanation about why this is, but theoretically, they're going to be here when you're dead, so I consider kids to be more important than you. So this guy's like staring at the nice car. He's like, oh, that fancy car. But nope, big X on the car. He's not buying the car. He's handing his money over to get all the baby food and the poopy wipes and all that baby stuff. Oh, and the baby's pooping on his shoe again, because that happens. Meanwhile, this guy's over here, he's the car salesman. He's like, no, no, buy the car. But this guy's like good, he's like resistant. So he gets a check mark. And he has lots of baby stuff. And here's another play page. Now, imagination is the best toy. Anyone who's gotten a refrigerator when they were a kid, well, not for themselves, but their parents got a refrigerator, knows that, because the refrigerator box is awesome to play in. It's a fort. And here's this guy playing in huge boxes and stuff, and he's got like brooms and paint rollers, and he's building stuff and using his imagination to have tons of fun. Meanwhile, over here, there's all the boring stuff like TV and, video games, and, that stuff's alright, but it doesn't really help your imagination much, and it doesn't give that much entertainment. Oh, and here, let them learn. You have to let your baby make some mistakes so they can learn. So here's the baby falling off a table. Here's one petting a cat, and he's about to get scratched because of the way he's petting him. And this one, electrocuted himself with his finger in the light socket by pulling the plug out wrong. I did that one when I was little. Man, I learned real quick. And, interacting with other babies, even though it might not always be fun, and, tasting a chair. And he's like, yuck, but he wouldn't have learned that if he didn't taste it. And this guy over here is like, I'll keep you out of trouble. And see, he has like a big restraint. It says baby restraint. And he's going to lock the baby up to the wall. But that's bad, so he gets a big X, blah. And this guy over here is just like, I can't watch. But, he's still peeking through his hand to make sure the baby's okay. So he gets a check mark. He's still letting the baby play. Be a good example. Now, this guy is the bad example. See, he's like sitting on the couch, being a slob with his socks half off, and he's just got chips and beer and a remote, and like that's all he's doing. And that's a terrible example. Meanwhile, these nice people over here, look, they were playing catch and they see the baby and they're like, and this guy's like, ooh, to him, because, it's nice to include other people when they show up. Now, hopefully she won't whip the ball at the baby's head, because then it'll bounce off and maybe knock him out. But, this is a much better example. Playing with each other and the baby and having fun, and look, they're smiling and being active. Great. Be flexible. So over here we've got someone with like a list. 1 p.m. play, 2 p.m. TV, and there's just this whole list of stuff. The whole day is planned out, which I think is horrible. And over here, we've got guys saying, what do you want to the baby? And the baby's like, he's actually thinking, using his brain. He's not just, running through a maze like this silly list would make you do. Jumping through hoops. And now we can't forget, visit Jaimie, because Jaimie's house is tons of fun. Because we have like people swinging around on ropes, and people monkeying around on the ceiling, and then we have people jumping on trampolines, having fun, and it's fun. So that's a good place to go. And the rest of the pages are for drawing whatever you want. There's a whole bunch of empty pages here. And that's it. Oh, and I'll put pictures of all the pages on my website, so, I or other people can read it in the future. Okay, bye.